And welcome back to SA Sports Show. Greg Anderson, my co-host Barry Curtin. Again, having a lot of fun. It's been good.
Always.
Great guest.
Always.
Next guest, good friend of mine, and Karl, welcome, and of course, president of the Port Adelaide Athletic Club. And you know, it's fantastic what you've done out there. I know you're and your committee putting together the tartan track right in the middle of the oval for just the kids to improve, and that was a great win for athletics, really, for South Australia.
Yeah, no, it was Greg, and yeah, like I said, we went pretty hard, worked hard with the Port Adelaide Infield Council. The gentleman there, Paul Zimmy, he got on board straight away. And also closely worked with Susan Close, at that time was the local MP. And so it took a while, but you know, we also got the support from Athletics SA. So to be, you know, the first club outside of the old Santos Stadium at Mile End with a synthetic track, yeah, it's massive.
You got, what, 10 lanes by sort of 120 metres?
Yeah, 10 lanes by 120 metres. So that's the funding we went after, and yeah, so it's now, I've actually pulled back and I'm no longer the president. That's now Ian Burge, but I think his challenge now is to get the rest of the track and the grounds done in synthetic as well.
What did it do for participation? What did it do for the area?
Yeah, look, it's increased participation massively. You know, that sort of track is ideal. Firstly, anyone can use it. We don't charge people to come and use the track, so it's almost available when the sun's up, and we get more sprint athletes coming across, which we've done. And just recently, we've got, I think her name is Chelsea Yench. So she was in the Rio Olympics as a long jumper, and she was looking for a club. And because of our facilities and because of that track, she's come on board with Port Adelaide, which is great.
Because we're talking really amateur athletics, which is great, and it is very expensive going out to Santos and taking your child out there, you know, 2 or 3 times a week to do sprint training. Well, now you can go, as you said, to Port Adelaide and do it for nothing, you know, which is fantastic and really important for the community.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, we leveraged off a lot of our community programs. You know, that's we're a club that really supports that local community at Port Adelaide. We just entered our 3rd year now with our Aborigine Athletics Academy, which is massive, and that's just grown from year to year, and that's supported by the state government and Athletics SA as well.
So when you say you can walk in there and start sprinting and whatever, is someone down there all the time just having a little look in case a Usain Bolt happens to just turn up at the track? What I'm saying is some young gun who thinks I might have a run up and down the track, and you're having a look and boom.
Yeah,
that's not a bad time.
No, well, I don't think we've recruited anyone quite like Usain Bolt.
Well, just a user.
Yeah, we certainly get in a lot of inquiries about using the facilities. You know, especially with the coaches, they want to ring up and see if they can bring their athlete over. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just talking about the Joe Blow off the street who probably had nothing to do with athletics whatsoever. It's like a guy jumping in the pool, Greg, and you know, swimming a 50 metre time.
It happens, doesn't it? You do hear, of course you do.
The kid thinks, I can run. I'm going to go and have a run on that track. What I'm saying is there someone there who go, whoa, hang on a minute. Yeah. Is this kid a member anywhere? And
haven't. No, not yet. Yeah. Not yet. But
it'll happen.
It'll happen. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we're hoping.
Yeah.
And also touching on the community, I mean, fantastic, because I know that you've got the now the professional meet there for the sprints. I think you've got the Port Adelaide Handicap Championship happening I think early November. Yeah. So it is a bit of a multi, track as well. I mean, professional meets, of course, are very, very popular around, around South Australia, and of course you got the Foss Candom and a few others. But this would be the first one on the tartan track as well. Yeah, Port Adelaide. So another first.
Yeah, it is another first, and look forward to that. It's on November the 4th. Starts it's a Sunday. Starts midday. The best sprinters in Adelaide, and some from interstate.
Prize money, of course, because now we're talking professionals, so you got prize money. I went out there last year, huge crowd. So I mean, this year it's probably going to be double, because we're going to get the better sprinters. The lights are up at it, and we've got the tartan track.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lead up to the Bay Sheffield just after Christmas, so it's important that these athletes get their sprints in.
So they use it as a springboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good timing.
Yes.
Yeah, very good timing.
I know you enjoy your sports, because we're going to go from one sport to another, and I know you put your life and soul into Port Adelaide Athletic Club, which is wonderful. But also now at one of the coaches at Port District's Footy Club, and congratulations, because you took your under-16 girls to a premiership, and undefeated premiership as well, which is fantastic.
I wouldn't have thought of that at the start of the year, but look, the Port District's Footy Club got behind in starting some women's football this year, so we had an under-10s, under-12s and under-16 team. I took the reins of the under-16. Probably 4 to 6 weeks before the season started, we probably only had a half a dozen girls. It didn't look like we were going to get a team together. Started ringing everyone else who had a 15, 16-year-old daughter, and got pretty much 27 girls just before round one. And it was.
And in a category, you've become Coach of the Year, South Australian Coach of the Year in a category which is a big night at the McGarry Medal Room in a week or so. Congratulations.
No, look, it's something you don't even think about it. You know, it was the Woodville West Torrens Football Club sort of presented it, will be presenting it as well, and the committee from the Port District Footy Club. So I must have done something right there with the girls, because it's nice to get an award like that, but the premiership was the ultimate.
Fantastic. And of course the news now that Port Adelaide are looking at a women's team and starting up. I might come down and have a look at a couple of the girls down there.
Would you put your hand up for it?
Oh, look, I'd love to get involved. With that, I think girls or women's football is vastly different from the boys and the men's. But we were lucky this year. We had 3 girls represent South Australia SNFL state team, played Vic Metro. Down, I think it was at Horsham. Lost by a couple of goals, unfortunately. But so we had some really quality footballers down at Port Districts.
Now it's interesting because I know that you do a lot of coaching for your son's team as well, which is great. And your son is it's a vast difference. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that we sort of criticise a little bit in the women's football is, I suppose, their endeavour, their courageousness to get in and get the ball, but their sense of awareness. If you haven't had many years, it's dangerous.
It is. Yeah. It is. Oh, it's brutal. These girls, they get all white line fever. They cross that line. This year we had 4 ambulances rock up to the grounds to take
4 ambulances.
Yeah, through the season. We had 3 girls at Port Districts. It's just like you mentioned, because a lot of it's new to the girls. A bit fumbly below the knees, the head's over the ball, and of course the aggression coming from the other tackling girl, and so as a precaution, you get the neck compressed, so the best thing to do, and the first aid people at the club and the other clubs for that matter, they just take the precautionary
measures.
When you say you had half a dozen girls with a couple of weeks to go or whatever before the season, where'd you get the rest?
Well, it's just basically promoting as best as we can, but really just ringing up people that know people. Jamie Thomas, who played for Central Districts, he had brought his 2 daughters across, so they lived on the other side of town there, and they played for us, and they were really handy footballers. That whole Thomas family's pretty good when it comes to football, so that was great. And but a lot of girls just around the area too that never played the sport before.
Were you surprised at the level that you being the coach? And I did watch one of the finals games your team played in, and I was really surprised how well they handled the conditions and how well they used the ball. Were you surprised?
Absolutely,
And a big difference from the start of the season towards the end for your own girls' development?
Yeah, we took a snapshot. I think we had one trial match before round one. I said to the girls, we'll take a snapshot here and we'll take a snapshot and whatever our last game will be. And we're probably about a 10 to 15 goal better team at the end of the season. The girls just improved dramatically.
Are we putting too much pressure on young girls coming into the game that the bright light or the end of the tunnel is the AFL, Women's League? And they're going at it too fast, too quickly, too hard?
Oh, yeah, I think so. They definitely started quite quickly. They got this competition going rapidly. I still think it needed a lot more attention down at the grassroots level.
I do as well. I agree with that.
We needed clinics, we needed academies, we needed girls playing girls maybe a bit earlier. Certainly the girls that do play with the boys do have an advantage because they're used to that sort of physical part of the game. And because it's just coming so quickly into the spotlight, suddenly you've got girls who play hockey, we've got girls who play basketball, netball, thinking, oh, might have a crack at this. With no
football background. And straight into it.
Yeah, straight into it.
No awareness.
I think it was a bit of a knee jerk. I don't think it was supposed to come until 2020 originally.
It went really quick. It was like
AFLW. But I think it was the success of the Matildas and the World Cup that really prompted Gilda to go, hang on a minute, we can't have this.
It was like a murmur to all of a sudden they're running out of the race and playing and there's crashing in and it was like I said, it's very exciting though, you know, but I mean, as we quite often hear, there's a lot of injuries at the moment, you know, knees and necks and things like that. So,
but that'll improve. That'll get better as the skills get more. The awareness gets better because that's where the injuries are coming from. You said the word earlier. It's that awareness of what's around you and where to go. Instead of just going straight out the footy, which they'll all do. You know, it's just that little bit of awareness which they don't get from being under 9, under 10, under 12.
That's where you're
in the backyard with the big brother.
Exactly.
That's it. Karl, thanks so much for coming in, and congratulations. You know, coaching award, you know, which is brilliant, and also what you've done for you know, Athletics SA and getting that track all organised down the port, and you know, it's exciting. I can't wait to go out to the November the 4th, a professional meet, and have a look. First ever, you know, professional meet on tartan. I reckon it's fantastic. You've done it brilliantly.
Thanks
well
very
done,
much.
mate.
Good job, mate.
We're back after the break.